I don't know what to do. Oh my God. Oh, get in the... Oh God, it's hitting us. Oh my God, look at the... Oh my God. Oh my God.
At least 7 tornadoes touched down in Michigan as part of severe storms powered by strong winds that killed 5 people.
Look at that. Oh my God. Look at that. Look, look.
I can't.
Watch out.
Oh my God.
Well, thank God we didn't get hit by that. Look at the debris. Thank God we didn't get hit by that.
While downing trees, tearing roofs off buildings, and leaving hundreds of thousands of customers without power, the National Weather Service on Friday 25th of August said an EF2 tornado with a maximum wind speed of 125 miles per hour, 201 kilometers per hour, struck Lansing, the state capital, killing 1 person Thursday night and injuring 3 others.
30 years. Next year it'll be 30 years, and I've never seen this either. And the damage that I've seen from driving around even this morning, I've never seen it.
Multiple states in the Great Lakes area were slammed with tornadoes as fast as 75 miles per hour on the night of Thursday, August 24, 2023. The effect of the tornadoes was such that over 700,000 people went without power. The area has been facing stormy weather since Wednesday, August 23rd, as the storm moved into the northeast on Friday. August 25th, there was already destruction and a power outage in the Great Lakes.
There was more lightning. There was more stuff being blown up. Holy cow. Holy cow, look at that. Oh my God. That is crazy, dude. Look at that.
3 people, a woman, 21, and 2 girls, 3 and 1, were killed in a car accident on Thursday night in Kent County in western Michigan, according to Sergeant Eric Brunner, a spokesperson for the Kent County Sheriff's Office. A man in the car was seriously injured. 2 more were killed in Ingham County, in the central part of the state. The country's emergency management department said in a post on Facebook, one of the deaths occurred in Lansing, and the other was along Interstate 96. Trees were uprooted and some roofs collapsed. Many roads were closed due to trees and power lines that had fallen. As the storm moved south overnight, it spawned at least 4 tornadoes in Ohio, one of which destroyed the roof of a church in Cleveland.
Now, a 143-year-old church in the path of the tornado, Betsy, actually in front of it there, that hit Cleveland overnight, had part of its roof ripped off, leaving a gaping hole and a pile of debris in that parking lot. The senior pastor at New Life at Calvary Church tells me she got a call from Cleveland police just before 1 in the morning. At first, they thought there had been lightning damage, but when they watched back their cameras, they saw the winds wreaking havoc on this building.
Additional injuries occurred in vehicles on the interstate, the Post said, adding that people should be careful of the many power lines that are still down. Assume they are all live and do not approach them, do not drive around barricaded roads, and use care when cleaning up debris, the Post said. 2 of the tornadoes were in the Grand Rapids area, and 5 were in the Detroit office area, the National Weather Service said. Sandy Dubinick was sleeping when the storm tore through her home in the community of Newport, near Detroit. The tree branch that was on my porch came through my window. Glass everywhere, Dubinick told CBS News. In the North Detroit suburb of Southfield in Oakland County, Mukitu Berry said he was in his ranch home at about 9:30 p.m. Thursday when a large part of the trunk of a neighbor's tree came crashing down, like a train coming through. The tree ended up across the front of Berry's driveway and yard and took down power lines, dropping them onto his driveway, and at least 1 vehicle, leaving Berry and neighbors without power.
This is my first close encounter with a tornado. Everything happens real fast. I was sitting here with the sliding door, but the curtain was closed. Then I feel...
I can't get out of my driveway. I can't go anywhere, Berry said Friday morning. We're out of power and it's very frustrating. Wayne County Executive Warren Evans declared a state of emergency Friday in Michigan's largest county, which includes Detroit due to power outages, flooding, fallen trees and power lines and storm debris. Forecasters are expecting a mostly dry day after a frustrating flooding for many in Wayne County that blocked access to a major airport terminal, inundated Canton businesses and homes, and led to the highest number of power outages in the country. Residents, utilities, transportation and airport officials were bracing for potentially more flooding early Friday, after expected rainfall was forecast for late night. Governor Gretchen Whitmer declared a state of emergency in the evening in response to the flooding earlier in the day. Activating the State Emergency Operations Center ensures we can support communities in southeast Michigan as they respond to the impacts of flooding, Whitmer said in a news release. We will get first responders and emergency crews on the ground the resources they need to keep people safe. Safety is our top priority, and we will get through this together. Perhaps the biggest frustration for Metro Airport passengers was not knowing what was happening or where they should go. They said they didn't get information right away from the airlines or the airport. Some turned to the free press and other news outlets. Many passengers who flew into Metro Airport on Thursday morning found a way to walk out of the terminal. Wary and toting their luggage, they said it was a long way to go, but better than waiting. Vehicle traffic into the airport was backed up too. 24th August had begun with flooding, widespread power outages, dozens of flight delays and cancellations, and an extreme heat alert. There was all that and the threat of even more dangerous weather throughout the day, including hail and tornadoes.
Residents in the Detroit area woke up to rain falling as much as 4 inches an hour, flooding around 200 homes and businesses. The storm spun off multiple tornadoes, packing winds of up to 100 miles per hour. 4 people were killed in 2 separate car accidents, and another died after a tree fell on her house.
In Kent County, on the west side of the state, a tree and house were struck by a possible tornado, but it hasn't been confirmed. A meteorologist with National Weather Service in White Lake said, citing a report from the Kent County emergency manager. Preliminary information shows that after entering Livingston County, the tornado remained on the ground for a mile or less before weakening and lifting, said Dave Gurney, a meteorologist with the Weather Service's office in Oakland County's White Lake Township. The Weather Service had warned on Thursday that wind gusts may be up to 70 miles per hour. Nearly 450,000 customers in Michigan were still without power on Friday afternoon, which aggregates data from utilities across the United States. Cleveland also reported a gust of 75 miles per hour. Fox Weather reports that fire responders and local emergency management along Interstate 96 in Ingham County, Michigan, reported several vehicles damaged or turned over on the highway, with one roof collapse in Cleveland, the Dunham Tavern Museum, and trees uprooted and fallen on cars in Ann Arbor, Michigan. Some trees also fell into homes in Eastlake, Ohio, while other uprooted trees blew a trailer off its foundation in Fayette. It is not known whether there were any injuries due to the storm, as first responders were still carrying out search and rescue operations in places such as Weberville. As a result of the floods caused due to heavy rains, cars were seen submerged in floodwaters on Interstate 90 in Lakewood, Ohio. The National Weather Service office in Grand Rapids, Michigan, said it was tracking a confirmed tornado throughout the county, and that a debris ball was also spotted on the radar. According to the National Weather Service, there were over 100 reports of damaging wind due to the tornadoes in the lower Great Lakes and the Mid-Atlantic states on Friday, August 25th. On the weekend, the tornadoes will move east. Heavy rains and thunder can be expected. As the storm arrived in New York, warnings were in effect at JFK International Airport, LaGuardia Airport, and Newark's Liberty International Airport. While Detroit Airport had to be cut off due to the flooding waters, severe thunderstorm warnings were issued in West Virginia. The National Weather Service on Friday confirmed that an EF1 tornado with winds of 90 miles per hour crossed from Ingham County into the western edge of adjacent Livingston County late Thursday night. The Ingham County Sheriff's Office said that one person was confirmed dead and several people severely injured, and more than 25 vehicles were severely damaged along Interstate 96. Part of the roof collapsed and shingles were ripped off an adult foster care facility near Williamston in Ingham County.
This section of North Williamston Road, part of the area where Ingham County officials say a tornado likely touched down, hitting Haven of Rest adult care facility.
Once I felt that sucking, I just could feel the power of it, and I could feel it all shaking. I could feel, like the roof shaking and coming apart.
James Gale works at the facility and was inside when the storm rolled through.
Oh my goodness! Our power got lost. We just lost power. Oh my god. Draining down now.
The storm Thursday night followed a round of heavy rain Wednesday that left areas in southeast Michigan with over 5 inches of rain by Thursday morning, resulting in street flooding in the Detroit area, including tunnels leading to Detroit Metropolitan Airport in the suburb of Romulus, officials said. Once I felt that sucking, I could just feel the power of it, and I could feel it all shaking. I could feel the roof shaking and coming apart. James Gale, a caretaker of 14 people, told WXYZ-TV. He said the ceiling was gone from one woman's room and she was taken to a hospital. Others were taken by buses to another facility. Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer activated the State Emergency Operations Center on Thursday evening to provide support to affected communities as they respond to the impacts of flooding. Parts of the western United States have been deluged in recent weeks with rains from the tropical storm Hillary, and much of the central U.S. was beaten down by deadly sweltering heat. In Hawaii and Washington, emergency crews battled catastrophic wildfires. In Macomb County, northeast of Detroit, several thousand basements in East Point and St. Clair Shores were spared flooding when stormwater and wastewater were discharged to Lake St. Clair through an emergency bypass system. Public Works Commissioner Candice Miller said. The bypass has been used only 3 times since 2017, but twice this week. Apparently, these storms have become our new normal, Miller said. This has been like a tropical storm, and both government and residents will need to make appropriate preparations whenever possible. Canton Township, a community of some 100,000 west of Detroit, was hit earlier this week by flooding in its downtown business district. Then, Thursday night, storms produced what are believed to be 2 at least heavy wind shears, if not tornadoes, said Township Supervisor Anne-Marie Graham Hudak. Some of our parks are destroyed, she said, adding that the township received calls from 200 residents regarding flooding in their basements. 7 inches of rain fell in Belleville on Wednesday night, which is unusually high, said Kyle Klein, a meteorologist with the National Weather Service's White Lake Township office. It ranged from 2 to 7 inches across Metro Detroit. Klein said Friday should be dry with temperatures reaching a high in the low 80s, but with some humidity. On Thursday morning and evening, Michigan had the highest number of customers without power among the 50 states, according to PowerOutage.us. The Michigan Department of Transportation confirmed that was enough to cause flooding in a number of areas, but the worst, it said, was the Interstate 275 and Interstate 94 interchange. Many interchange ramps were closed. Photos of the freeways showed roadway flooding with cars and trucks getting stuck in deep water. Dangerous weather has long been a concern, but some scientists are warning that climate change has consequences that go beyond hotter summers and colder winters.
A rise of 3 degrees would affect everyone. Even wealthy cities in rich countries wouldn't be immune to the consequences. European capitals like Paris and Berlin would bake under more extreme heat waves.
In many ways, cities magnify, intensify climate events. Cities are hotter than the places around them. They tend to be more vulnerable to flooding.
Floods are the most common and among the most deadly natural disasters in the United States, the Natural Resources Defense Council noted in a 2018 report. They have brought destruction to every state and nearly every county, and in many areas they are getting worse. The non-profit environmental advocacy group predicted that extreme weather would grow America's floodplains by about 45% in the next few decades. More recently, cities and utilities have acknowledged climate change is making it more difficult and costly to prevent and repair downed power lines, flooded streets, and other structures.
Heat and humidity turned Toronto into an oven, making it feel like nearly 40 degrees Celsius, leaving everyone trying to stay cool.